Okay, this is a remake of a video I've done a couple times before. Only I took some advice and I parted my hair more, you know, I've got rows this time, like little square partings, so it's a little neater, not so messy. I've only got the front done. See, I've got this part to do now, so I'm going to show you how to install dreadlocks, assuming you already have the dreadlock already made. This is not a how to make video, it's how to install ready to go dreadlocks. The back of my hair isn't done, so I'm going to get that out of the way here. I'm going to use just a rubber band to tie that out of there. It's easier if your hair is wet. So alright, I'm going to make another row with my little rat tail comb here. Alright, so I've got another row made here. And I'm going to separate just a little square section like that. Then I'm going to tie this out of the way, this hair in the back, just so that it doesn't tangle up with any of my other hairs. Okay, see, that's out of the way. Now, got a little square section here. See? I'm going to take my already made dreadlock. I didn't make these ones. These ones I actually got off Amazon. It has a loop on the end. See? Okay. Then I'm going to take my little square section of hair I just separated and divide it into two little pieces. Make sure they're even. Like one isn't thinner than the other. Alright, then take your little latch hook, put a half of it in the latch hook, and slide it through your dreadlock so that it's like this. See, it's on there. Then make sure it's tight against your head and start braiding down the dreadlock. Use the dreadlock as your third section when making the braid. See, just going down the dreadlock like a braid. Alright, go as far as you can down with the hair, and then secure it with a couple of rubber bands. Like that. I like to put two in case one comes undone when you're doing the next step, because it tends to happen. These are really cheap rubber bands. Usually you want to use like the good rubber kind, not these little plasticky kind, but that's all I've got right now because I don't know where I have all my other stuff at. Anyway, then take a little bit of braiding here. It's actually, that'll work. That's about half. Okay. So a little bit of braiding hair, about like that much. Hold it at the halfway, like in the middle of it. Take your latch hook and slide it through the base of where your braid is, like there. Put your braiding hair through there, like that. Pull it through. Now you only, okay, you want to make sure it's there, pulled through like that. See how it's halfway? I've got it through. All right. Then take a fine-tooth comb. I'm using this rat tail again. And back comb it. Back comb it a whole lot. You want to get a really tight back comb for this part. If you've seen my other video on how to make dreads, it's similar to that. You want to back comb the crap out of it so it's like really a tight bunch of knots, basically. All right, almost there. See how it stands straight out on its own like that? That's a good back comb for this. Then you take your dreadlock and you wrap your little fluffy back combed bit around it like this. And what this does, I'm going to do some more back combing because I still have some loose, there's some loose bits up here at the base that I want tighter. You could twist it, back comb, twist, that helps, excuse me, get it a little tighter too. All right. Go around. The point of this is to cover up what you've braided. You want to cover that braid so you can't see it. Cover it with your back combed bit of hair here. I like to go through and make a knot, like tie my little back combed hair around itself about halfway down. Just in case it starts to come unraveled. That helps it not do that. Alright, so now as you can see, I've covered my braid completely with the back combed hair. I've tied another knot at the end of that. I'm just going to cut this extra bit off. Then I'm going to take my wet rag that I have in a little cup of water here. I'm going to lay it on what I've just back combed, like that. And I'm holding on to it underneath. Holding on to it under there. Be very careful because this gets hot. It makes steam and that could burn you. So you want to flat iron over the wet rag your back combed bit. And just work your way down what you just wrapped around there. Now since it's already a pre-made dread, I don't have to go all the way down the whole thing. And my base is still kind of loose, so I'm going to do it again at the top part. And this time I'm going to try to get real close without burning my head or my hand. Yeah, that's better. See? And there you go. Now it's installed and you can't tell that there's a you can't see my braid, so it looks a little more real. The next one I'm going to do, I'm going to use a darker color like what I have over here just to help, you know, blend. And I like when my dreadlocks underneath have darker colors. It just looks cooler than a straight blonde all over the place. I'll show you how to do that with the darker color. Get another little section here. Oops. Just lost my parting, I think. Oh no, there it is. Still there. Maybe. There we go. My hair's so thin and damaged from all the abuse I put on it. Alright. So I'll make another little section. You know what, actually, let me get this out of the way. I'm going to do this bottom section first before I do the rest of these rows. That'll be a good spot for that transition of hair color, dark to light. Alright, so this is a little square almost already made on its own. Alright, got this last little section right here for the front. Alright. Got another dreadlock, pre-made dreadlock here. Use your latch hook, put it through. That light is so bright. I wonder, I have a lamp right here. Does that help it make it easier to see it all? Or is that worse? Huh. Daytime, maybe. I'm in my bathroom. It just seems like it's too bright or it's not bright enough. Alright. Get this guy out of the way. Okay, you're going to divide this in two, same way as before. Put this through the latch hook, close the latch hook's door, slide it through your dreadlock, like that, and then start your braid. Make sure it's tight at the base. You want to keep this dreadlock close to your head and pull it tight as you're braiding so it doesn't go anywhere. Try not to get other loose hairs from around it tangled in there, like this one's trying to. There. And just braid it as far as you can down with, it's a little tricky with these tiny hairs, but it's possible. You can do it. This hair is like literally like 2 inches long right here that I'm holding. Probably about 2 inches anyway. It's not very long. This is why I like this method, because you could do it with pretty short hair. Like, you only need like, you know, a little bit of hair to install these dreadlocks. I could do it with even shorter hair. There's a different method I do that with. I'll have to show you in a different video. Whoops. But it's possible to install these with even shorter hair. I could get my rubber bands out with one hand. All right. Put your rubber bands on. Then I'm gonna get a darker color braiding hair. This one's like a medium brownish red. And I just got a teeny bit of blonde mixed in there with it. Just a little bit. Hold it, fold it in half. Slide your latch hook through the base of your braid. Put it in the latch hook, close the little door on it, hold on to one side of it, and pull the rest through. like that. See, it's in there. Now start your back combing. Got hair everywhere. Back comb, back comb. Pull those little loops out. I hate when it bunches up halfway through all weird. You just gotta work it back into a bunch at the top here. Back comb it tight. Sometimes if it gets divided like that, or it just gets weird, I'll cut it like that. Still not standing quite how I want it. Just about. Make sure that's really tight right there, back comb. Alright, now wrap this, same as before, around your dreadlocks, starting at the base of your head, like that. Now I cut my little tail off just now, so there's not much to, you know, wrap around itself in a knot, so I'm not going to do that on this one. See, got that braid all covered. Actually, I don't know how that happened, it just made a little tail. Alright, so I am going to tie a knot around itself with the hair like that. Alright, so then take your wet rag, same way you did before. Lay it over the dreadlock. Now, when you hold your flat iron, hold it to where the hot part is up. That way any rising steam does not go on your hand, because that hurts. You only need to hold it for a couple of seconds. See, and now it has a fade from dark to light. And then once more of them are done like that, it just has kind of a interesting look to it, because, you know, it's not like a bright blonde. Like, I have darker roots, this is about the same color, sort of, as the darker brown, but, well, it's red, but, you know, it helps the transition when your hair starts growing out to look less harsh, I guess. And I'll show you in another video how I decorate them. So check out that video to see how to decorate them, and just kind of do some fun things to make it a little more interesting. Thank you for watching. Bye.